Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I am so excited to get into this issue of the X-Men that just came out, issue number 4, because we are finally getting there. Finally. There have been so many questions at the start of this run that have so far gone unanswered, like why is Magneto in a wheelchair, and we're finally inching closer to finding out. We don't know everything in this one, but it's a little step closer. So this opens up with Magic sitting by herself in a room playing chess, and we get some narration from her saying, "It's not about winning, because I never win. Winning isn't the point. The point is to keep from losing as long as possible." And our inner thoughts get cut off by Temper coming into the room saying, "Ileana, we've got action. Cyclops says it's the upstarts. New broadcast. It just went live." And like I've said before, I'm not a massive X-Men fan, so I don't know all of these like super obscure characters, but the upstarts are this group of mutants that go around killing other mutants. So not a new idea and not a new group. They've been around forever, but I don't think they've gotten many appearances. I've heard that like they were underused before this issue, so kind of cool to see them come back into play a little bit. This self-proclaimed leader of the group, Trevor Fitzroy, is sitting on a broadcast live giving this whole monologue about how he wants to be on TV and how he wants to be loved, but he's a mutant, so that causes him a problem. So he's like, "I know what I'll do with all these new mutants popping up as adults. What if I, Trevor Fitzroy, and my upstarts go around killing all these new mutants for you? And what if, while we were killing them, we streamed it live right to your phone? You'd like that, wouldn't you? No. You'd love it, and you would like and subscribe." And first of all, right off the bat, I just want to say, I'm not affiliated with this man. I don't know what he's talking about. I had nothing to do with this. But Cyclops sits in front of the screen, prepping the rest of the X-Men, saying, "They just went live, but they already messed up. We isolated the landmarks in the background of their video, so we already have their location. Unfortunately, we're shorthanded. Quentin and Psylocke are in the middle of something, so I have to stay here in case something happens. Which means, Magic, you're gonna be running this operation with Temper and Juggernaut." Magic hears this, and she's like, "Okay, so the leader of the X-Men is not coming with us to lead. We're not gonna have any psychics. We're not gonna be able to take the ship, but we're the strike team?" And Cyclops is like, "I know, it's not ideal, but that's why Beast is going with you." And Beast's like, "What? Scott, I'm engaged with other work. Or have you forgotten how important this is?" "I haven't," Cyclops answers, "but I'm not gonna watch another mutant get killed. Your work can wait." "My work can wait? Have you forgotten what happened to Magneto? What could happen to any of us? We're all ticking time bombs." And Magic cuts him off saying, "Hey, I'm team leader and you're on my team. That's why you signed up. And if you don't like it, go hide in a shanty with Rogue and her crew." We then see Fitzroy and the upstarts chasing down one of these new adult mutants before Magic and her crew jump out of a portal to attack, but it only gets Fitzroy more excited because it's exactly the attention that he wants. It's only gonna help his ratings. "Now that's more like it," he says. "Upstarts, start it up." And Beast rolls his eyes at that catchphrase, saying, "Good lord." And Fitzroy, being a teleporter, is able to open up portals from other timelines, so kind of similar to what Magic can do. She can like go to hell, she can go to other dimensions. So he opens up a portal right above Magic, letting a bunch of lava that looks a lot like blood flow through. We then get this super intimidating panel of Juggernaut charging straight towards one of the upstarts before another one named Orbit is able to completely alter Juggernaut's perception, make him all dizzy and loopy before he loses his balance and falls. Beast then jumps at another member named Orifice, who shoots out a big green laser beam at him, or what I can only assume is a laser beam, before Beast leaps away and leads his line of fire straight towards Orbit before it hits him, with Beast saying, "Orbit, Orifice, it's a shame that none of you could have been observant, because otherwise you wouldn't have fallen for the oldest trick in the already very old book." Magic keeps fighting Fitzroy's portals before he starts chatting to her. "I've been meaning to ask, do we really only rate 4 X-Men? Not even Cyclops?" And Magic's like, "You're not worth a full team, Fitzroy. Besides, my plan's working well enough. You took your eyes off the prize. You lost the mutant you were after in the first place." And we see Temper leading her away, telling this woman, "Okay, we're far enough away that you should be safe. I've got to get back and help." "Am I really a mutant?" the woman asks. "Is it true?" "I believe it is, and you've been put in terrible danger because of it. And I'm sorry. There can be beauty and miracles in finding out what you are, as frightening as it may be." "You don't understand. There isn't a world for me. Not like this," the woman says. And we see sadness in Temper's eyes as she says, "I do understand." We then see Juggernaut and Orifice going at it. "You're not even a mutant," Orifice says. "This has nothing to do with you." And Juggernaut's like, "Yes and no. Yeah, I'm not a mutant, but as long as I wear this X on my head, this has everything to do with me. I make it my business. Because it ain't a symbol, it's a target. And I wear it right here so that anyone that thinks they're gonna take their shot at me has to look me in the eyes, so they see what's in those eyes, and they see what I'm about to do to them." We then see Beast going full combat, which I feel like we don't ever get to see because he's always busy in a lab somewhere, but he's like, "Enough of this. I don't have time for this foolishness. I have important work to do, and I am being wasted here." And Fitzroy backs up into one of his portals, saying, "Well, you've certainly made a mess of things, X-Men, but don't worry, I'll just edit it in post to make it look like we were winning. As far as the world is concerned, the upstarts won this little battle." "Is that all you care about? What the world thinks?" Magic asks. "Of course it is. You X-Men may get off on on being feared and hated, but I want the very worst of them to love me, because I am the very worst of us. And as long as they love me and hate and fear you, you can't win. And then he disappears. And we see Fitzroy back at a lab somewhere with someone off panel saying, "You failed." He's like, "No, we didn't. Our numbers are through the roof. People can't get enough of us." I don't care about views, Fitzroy. If you're that desperate for happy brain chemicals, I can graft a tailored dopamine pump into you. No, you failed because you let them take the new mutant that I wanted. It's the whole reason I even fund your little project. Hey, Fitzroy says, if you want mutants, we can get you mutants. With Krakoa gone, they're all over the place. No, we've been over this. I don't want just any old mutants. I want the new ones that have been popping up. And then we see Sugar Man saying, someone's cracked the X gene. Someone's making new mutants out of flat scans, and I want to know who and how. Because if that's the way that things are going now, then you better believe that I'm gonna want to taste. So yet another X-Men villain coming into the mix. Just another threat that these lowly X-Men are gonna have to deal with. And then back at the base, Cyclops is like, they got away? Beast is like, Fitzroy is a teleporter. Of course they got away. What about the mutant? Cyclops says. The one they were after? Jennifer Starkey? She came back with us. She was too frightened to stay in Detroit. And Cyclops rubs his chin. We're expanding more quickly than I expected. We'll have to reclaim more of the factory. Make it more livable. How was Ileana? Good. Better at leading a squad than we were at her age. She was born for this. We then see Magic going back to her chessboard, moving the pieces, sending a text, and then we see who I believe is Colossus somewhere else, moving the chess pieces on a board of his own. So they're playing long distance chess because he's off on his own, probably doesn't want to be with any of the other mutants right now. But what I hope this means is that he's going to be in the series too, because there's been some theories that the Tank character in the new X-Force book was actually him in disguise because of all the stuff that happened on Krakoa, and he was one of the really prominent X-Men that wasn't anywhere to be seen in the From the Ashes promo material. So really interesting. I hope he's in the book. But also earlier with Beast mentioning the whole thing with Magneto, really big clue, like something did happen to him. That's why he's in the chair. We just don't know what yet, and it seems like they're gonna uncover that really soon. I think it's gonna be issue 6 or 7, I believe, but issue 5, the next one, is gonna be focused on Quentin Quire and Psylocke and their whole thing that they were dealing with that we didn't get to see. They're gonna be focusing on that in that issue, and we already know what they were dealing with a little bit. They're gonna be going on a psychic adventure into the mind of the mutant that we met in issue number 2, Ben. They're gonna figure out what happened to him, hopefully who experimented on him, and get them all one step closer to fighting whoever is changing these regular adult humans into mutants. So that's very exciting. Great issue. I feel like they just keep getting better, aside from issue 2, which I've already said I didn't really like. There's just so much intrigue. I love the drip feeding of information. I feel like it works so well. Totally reminds me of Grant Morrison's run a little bit, and I love that. I love how heavy-handed that is, and it just works. It's such a good way to start up a relaunch like this. So I think it's great. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you liking this series so far? Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, that is the video. Thank you for watching.